Today's video is about a real-life scam victim, who I will refer to only as G. G is 18 years old, and it all started with the attempted purchase of a fake ID. Our purpose today is not to mock or scorn this individual, but rather to look at the particular details of the scam to see what we can learn from it. So, G wanted to buy alcohol, but in the USA where G lives, you have to be 21 to do that. I'm not going to judge, in part because the legal age here in the UK is 18 for buying alcohol in a shop or pub, and in part because when I was under 18, I too felt like that was a long wait. So what do you do if you're underage and you want to go out to a bar or nightclub? Well, of course the correct answer is to wait for the right birthday to come along. But I don't remember being particularly patient at that age, and neither was G. A solution appeared to present itself in the form of Old Ironside's fake IDs. And here it is, a website quite brazenly offering to create fake ID documents. I want to make it really clear right now that this website will just scam you. Spoilers for the story I'm telling here, but they'll just take your money and then they'll ask for even more money. No matter what anyone else tells you, you won't get a fake ID from these guys, so don't try. One of the things that convinced G to try this out was glowing endorsements in internet comments, posts on social media and reviews praising the effectiveness of this fake ID service. It was a review on some other supposed fake ID provider claiming that that one was fake, but this other one over here is super real, honest and for sure. I've seen comments along these lines before on my own videos, particularly on one that happened to be about how Eva's passport photo was way cuter than mine. I reckon the word passport in the video title just attracted bots, and I'm certain that's what all those endorsement comments always are. They're just shills to try to drag you into a scam. And I think it's probably fair to assume that if you see any comment or post enthusiastically endorsing something that's illegal, such as the creation of fake ID or so-called hacking services, it's the hook for a scam. I don't think they're ever the real thing. And there's an interesting but kind of obvious reason for that. This whole marketplace is flooded not only with people claiming to be able to provide illicit services, but also interlopers pretending to be those people claiming to provide illicit services. It does look like G was communicating with one of the claimants, but it's my view that you can't trust anybody in this whole arena, and I will say more on that in a minute. Anyway, G got in touch with Old Ironside's fake and ordered a fake California Real ID. The scammer asked for money via a transfer service, and there were various weird things happening there, such as an admission that their account frequently gets shut down, and they have to make new ones. But that could just be coincidence, right? G paid $150, and the fake ID guy said the item had been made and shipped, and sent G a tracking code which checks out and looks legit. Surely this whole thing is too much effort to be an outright scam, right? Well, wrong. That's what they want you to think. The shipping company contacted G to ask for an insurance payment, and here's where it all gets sort of weird. The company claims to be Transport All Cargo or TAC Logistics. They've got a website. The website's got lots of content. It does look like the website of a genuine logistics company, but as far as I can tell, it's completely fake. Let's look at some evidence. Their address looks like it's occupied by a logistics company, but with a different name. Okay, that could have an innocent explanation. Sometimes companies have different trading identities. Especially shipping companies, actually. In fact, it looks like there's another logistics company called Oceans International in the same building, which is probably a subsidiary or client. One of the testimonials on their front page is just weird. Martin Frank, 2 first names, just saying, says, "But I must explain to you how all of this mistaken idea of denouncing pleasure and praising pain was born, and I will give you a complete of the system and expound the actual teachings of the great explorer idea." Which turns out to be a mangled version of H. Rackham's 1914 attempt to translate the famous Lorem Ipsum philotext into English. Okay, that could still have an innocent explanation. Maybe that testimonial's just an unconfigured bit of template accidentally left in place when they set up their website. There's a lot of that about, although honestly it's something that a scammer is more likely to do than a legit company. In fact, I can't actually tell which of these companies is real and which are fake. Maybe they're all fake. Their website contains blurb that has been lifted verbatim from a bunch of other transport company websites, not just from templates. For example, this phrase here, whether you're shipping shoes to China or parts to Poland, comes from the Royal Mail website. Okay, that could still have an innocent explanation. Maybe they just lack the imagination to make original promises or write original text about themselves. It could happen. I mean, all in all, there's a lot of website content here for something that might just be a front. It's certainly more effort than I put into the creation of my CoinSquirt web pages. But when you consider that it's all just pasted in from different places, there's probably only 1 or 2 days' work involved in creating this site. Probably the most time-consuming part would have been creating that logo and photoshopping it onto these vehicles. And it definitely is a shop, I can tell from the pixels. In the UK, companies are registered in a national database called Companies House, so it's relatively easy to find out if a company exists and other details about them. In the USA, there doesn't appear to be a national database, but the Secretary of State for each state keeps a register. I searched the California State Company database for TAC logistics and transport all cargo and various other combinations, but found nothing. Okay, that could still have an innocent explanation. Maybe I'm just bad at searching. But given that I've now said, okay, that could have an innocent explanation 4 times, and we've only scratched the surface, it all starts to stack up. Anyway, the most suspicious thing about this supposed logistics company is what they did. They emailed G to say, "Dear client, we have noticed your package has not been declared and insured, and that was why your shipment was put on hold. We wish to inform you that your shipment must be declared and insured before we can proceed with delivery. The content of the package appears to be discreet. According to our policies, logistics service under Article 3 of Decree 163, all discrete packages shipped out of the country must be declared and insured. You will have to pay a refundable declaration insurance fee of $980. This declaration's insurance fee is 95% refundable upon delivery of the package. That is, $931 will be refunded. This refundable insurance is valid for 12 months. As such, you can ship other items using the same coverage for a 12-month period. The package will not be checked, and the declaration insurance fee will be refunded to you in full replacement value, not in amortized value. Outstanding customer satisfaction is our main goal." So basically they're saying there's this insurance fee, 6.5 times the price of the item being shipped, which supposedly guarantees discreet shipping. In other words, a bit like a bribe to ensure the package wouldn't be open for examination. I mean, I could imagine scenarios where companies want what is essentially a refundable deposit for handling something that's risky to them, and then refunding part or all of that if the risk doesn't play out. It sort of makes sense, but at the same time smells really scammy when it's obviously talking about illicit items being shipped without opening. And this Article 3 of Decree 163 doesn't appear to relate to anything relevant. It's just a Vietnamese legal document that does indeed define rules for logistics and shipping, but this package is supposedly coming from the US Virgin Islands, literally on the opposite side of the planet from Vietnam. G went back to the fake ID seller to ask about this, and they just said, "The insurance is very important because if anything happens to your package, you will be compensated. That is why you have to pay the insurance fee. We are looking to have a long-term business relationship with you, and that is why we're not going to let you down, because we believe you're going to give us good reviews after you receive your IDs, as well as recommend other people to us. And be rest assured," yeah really, "and be 100% guaranteed of getting your refund without any problem." That whole "be rest assured" sentence, those are the words of a scammer. And here's where I become even more suspicious that this is all part of the same scam. The fake ID guy signed off with "thanks and waiting." But waiting for what? The fake ID guy has already been paid for the product, which he's handed over to the courier, who've got it on hold. So what's the fake ID guy waiting for? Well, waiting for more money in the form of this spurious deductible insurance fee via the fake shipping company, I imagine. So at this point, G is completely awake to the fact that this is a scam, but at my request, G asked the shipping company how they wanted to receive payment. They replied, "You will be sending the payment via Bitcoin option, and you will buy Bitcoin using Coinbase. After having the Bitcoin, kindly send it to Bitcoin address below. Send us a screenshot confirmation once you send the Bitcoin." Okay, so there we go. Apart from the wording being really scammy here, there is no innocent explanation for this. Some forward-looking companies probably do accept payment via Bitcoin these days, but no genuine shipping company is going to offer that first as the only option. Oh, there's also this. The shipping company signed off the message with "thanks and waiting." Busted. So anyway, why did I say earlier that I suspect sales of fake ID are probably never the real thing? Imagine cupcakes were illegal, but I know how to make them. I could set up an illegal online cupcake store and make some money supplying illicit cupcakes, except it would cost me money to make the cupcakes and distribute them, and it might be risky. The sweet aroma of my baking cupcakes might attract attention, or for one of many other reasons, someone might catch me making or supplying illegal cupcakes, and I go to jail. Or I could set up a website that merely pretends to be an illegal online cupcake store. Then just take the money and do nothing. What are my disappointed customers going to do? Run to the police and admit they were trying to buy illegal cupcakes? There's nobody to complain to. So in a nutshell, running the scam is both safer and more profitable for the scammer than trying to actually sell the illegal service or product. Heck, if I just lie about supplying illegal cupcakes, I don't even need to be good at making them. So, the moral of our story today is, I suppose, if you're going to dance with the devil, prepare to get burnt. But please remember, our purpose here today is to learn and become safer, not to feel superior by belittling this scam victim. Humans of all ages and all backgrounds can be susceptible to scams. Awareness can and does make you safer, but it doesn't make you a better person. One final point on this is that it's almost inevitable that the metadata for this video, this one you're now watching, will attract some of those comments I mentioned, with glowing recommendations and testimonials about services or products which themselves are illicit. You should never trust these, because if you do, you'll be dealing with criminals, and when you do that, you're already off the edge of the map. Here be dragons. Also, in the specific case of fake IDs, when you order one, assuming you wanted most of the information on the ID to be plausibly true, just maybe not your date of birth, you're handing over a lot of personal information to a stranger on the internet, and that's something I strongly advise you should never do. I've got filters already in place on my comments that will hopefully deal with these if they come, but if you see one of these testimonials below that I haven't dealt with yet, please click the 3 dots next to the comment and report it. I hope this has been interesting, thanks for watching, stay safe, and I hope to see you again soon.